Hi, it's Sherry from at 45, live from Vancouver, BC. And today I'm talking with Anne Marot of Amazing Marketing Club, all the way from South Africa. Good morning, Anne.
Hi, Sherry. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Well, I'm Anne Marot from Johannesburg, South Africa, and I'm so happy to be on this interview with you.
Yes, so you have an interesting business, marketing, and I think all entrepreneurs are constantly struggling with marketing and what does that mean and what should they do? So what exactly is marketing?
Sherry, it's marketing is the action of promoting and selling products or services, which also includes like market research and advertising. So that's what marketing is. A lot of people don't understand that there is a difference between marketing and selling. Okay, so I'm not a salesperson, although I can sell, but marketing is more about promoting what the salesperson is selling, which is either the product, the service, or whatever it is that you have in a business. So that's really the difference between marketing and selling. But yeah, a lot of people are confused with that.
Well, actually, that's fascinating because I have to say I was confused. Every time I think of the word marketing, I think of selling and that, process of of how you're going to sell. So that's very insightful. So why is marketing more critical than the product or service for success? The product or service you have. Often, again, entrepreneurs starting their business, they think, if I create this thing, I've got something to market.
Yeah. Well, Sherry, I think that marketing is like the way that I can explain it is that marketing is like the lifeblood of your business. Marketing is that lifeblood. Let me give you an example. Like if you have, you've got your blood that leads up through your arteries over here, through your what is a big vein called? Sorry, I'm not a biologist, so. But if you actually press on this vein that feeds your brain with blood, and if you hold it down, you can actually pass out or you can die. Okay, so if you stop feeding your brain with blood, you won't be around anymore. And a lot of people don't. I know that's a drastic analysis, but a lot of people don't. They don't understand that. They don't understand that marketing is the lifeblood for every business. And so what does that mean? All right, so I've read, my article that's on your beautiful magazine is exactly on this topic. And let me give you an example of how critical marketing is for the success of your business. Okay, so I always love telling the story about a guy that worked in the cake shop. Okay, and he was an incredible baker. So he made these amazing cakes, and the shop, called the cake shop was very successful. Okay, and people would come from all over just to get into the business, to get their cake from that particular shop. And so he looked at the situation and he thought, well, without the cakes, there is no business. And so what he was thinking was, so why am I making somebody else rich? I'm the one who's making the cakes, that's making the business successful. So why don't I just go and do it for myself? So I can just go and open up my own cake shop. So he goes off and he opens up his own cake shop, and then he waits and he waits. People trickle in and they buy his cakes and that. And then a friend says to him, but why aren't you doing marketing? And he said, well, I can't afford to do marketing because marketing costs money, and right now I can't sell any cakes because I haven't got any money. So how am I going to afford a marketing person? Now I'll tell you what, Sherry, this is the story that I hear every single day in my life. So when you want to do marketing, you always get you say, look, you've got to do the marketing. People always say, well, I don't have money. Or you've got to generate leads, and people say, well, when I get to 2,000 people in my database, then I'll generate leads. But it's like the chicken and the egg. Which one comes first? Do you do the marketing, or do you do the selling? And you can't get more customers if you're not telling people you're out there or doing your marketing. So basically what happens, to continue with my little story, comical story, is that a lot of people in that situation, for instance, you have this guy who is amazing with baking cakes and making cakes and designing these beautiful cakes, and he can't understand why his cakes were working so well at the other cake shop and they aren't working. His business not working well here in his own business. And the reason being is that a lot of people will put the focus on the thing. The thing is either your product or your service. In his case, it was his skill to make cakes. Okay, so people put their focus on the thing, but it's not the thing that makes your business successful. It's the marketing of the thing that makes your business successful. So what was happening in the other cake shop was that it wasn't him that was making the business successful. It was the fact that there was a marketing person there telling people that they had these amazing cakes that brought the people into the shop and made the business successful. So the critical thing, to answer your question, to success is to focus on your marketing of the thing and not the thing. So I hope that you go to the 45 magazine, everyone who's watching this, and go and read the article that's on there, because it's in more detail, but you'll get the story, and hopefully you'll get the importance of marketing.
Well, that's a great analogy, actually. And I think that it's a common practice that when entrepreneurs get started, they give all their energy to creating that thing. Then they don't set aside funds for marketing, and often that's not. There are many different ways to market, which I'm going to ask you in a bit, but they don't all cost a horrendous amount of money. There are many things that people can do for marketing, like going to Swiss and listing with at 45 Swiss Marketplace. But I think that every entrepreneur needs to be aware that creating the thing is not just going to get your business off the ground, that you need to have marketing behind you and marketing funds. But I think too, it's an interesting thing that entrepreneurs do, because when you're not making money and you're not marketing, sometimes you're tempted to start to create other products. You just keep creating instead of stopping and saying, okay, I have a product, no more creating, let's go market it well.
No, absolutely. And I can tell you this now. I have been in my previous years, I think we had a conversation before. I mean, I have been one of these marketing people that, the marketing people are like, they're full of energy. They want to go. They want to try new things. And we're always researching and we're always looking for opportunities and stuff like that. And what happens is, actually this year I went to a conference in Nashville, and one of the things that was identified was that, with me, that is, was that I have to stop getting attracted by shiny things. Because I do. You got to just put your focus on and say, listen, this is it. you got to, you got to talk about what you're going to do with this, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. It's all about having a plan, of course. But yeah, I've been guilty of, making products. I've got quite a few products. I was telling you the other evening as well, sitting in my back end that are amazing products, but you just don't ever get out of there. And in my excuse, of course, is because I'm busy marketing for everyone else.
So if someone is starting to look at marketing, a woman is thinking of doing marketing, what's the first thing she should consider?
Well, I think that the important thing is that depending on what industry you're in, you have to, and this is why, all my mentors that I've with throughout my marketing life, my career, have said the same thing. You've got to look at what is going on in the market, and if you can't do it, give it to someone who specializes in the field that can do it for you, because not everyone knows how to do marketing. So the first thing that you would do is you would start to look and evaluate what was going on in the industry of that you're in, okay, and you would you would look at what your expertise are, and as I said, if you don't have the expertise, then get someone else to do it, and then you've got to look at, like, how am I going to do this, and what is my plan, and what is the time and money that is going to take to do what I to market out there, because when you look at other people and what they're doing, you realize that there's a lot of advertising. Of course, do you have a budget for that? And so my suggestion is, and that's what I always tell people, is that you got to take a look at what they're doing, then take a look at what they're not doing, and then focus on the areas of what they're not doing. And because you don't want to go in, you've got a cake shop, for instance, let's continue with that. And you don't want to do exactly the same thing as the next cake shop, because why would that make someone come to your cake shop? If they have a choice, they've been going to that cake shop for years, why would they now want to come to your cake shop? And this is where market research is very important. It's all very well to look at what they're doing, but look at what they're doing and then what they're not doing in those things that they're doing. And then just I think the main thing is to not think that marketing is posting on social media. Okay, marketing involves a lot of research. It involves you got to sketch out your solution, basically. You got to say, okay, what is it that people are doing? What aren't they doing? What can I do? What can I afford to do? And how am I going to do it?
So you're bringing some clarity to me on something. So often, and in my business, I struggle with this myself. Often, we are looking for the success stories. So we see, someone who has a product similar to us, and they do something, and they get a really good response, and we think, oh, that might be the secret, right? I'm going to copy that. But I think what I hear you saying is that instead of doing that, you're looking at your competition, finding out what they're not doing, and sort of finding your niche. Is that true?
Yes, exactly. You've got to. Let me give you an example. I'm full of stories today. All right. The thing is that I've throughout my life, I've been in marketing for 22 years, so you can just imagine. I've attended a lot of courses. Sometimes I don't really need the knowledge of the course, but I need to see how they're doing it. to help me understand if there's a course that's online or whatever and it's successful, I want to know what they're doing to be successful. So a lot of the times I would go and I would go buy the course, whether it was offline or online. I would buy it and go through it and do it. And what I found is that a lot of people, they give you all this beautiful information and they tell you what to do and everything, but then when you leave the course and you're in your home or whatever, and you're online and now you finish the course, you don't know what to do. You don't know what the next step is. Like, the average person out there will take a course and will not know how to start implementing it once they get home. So, when I developed my online course, I knew that was going to be my standout quality. So if people want to learn how to make money online, they would need to learn every step of the way. So when they finished the course, they had something. That was the secret, because a lot of people spend a huge amount of money going out on courses, but they never, they're on their own when they're finished.
Absolutely.
And so relating to whatever business, other businesses out there that might be looking at this video, you've got to look at what's not been done, like I said before, and focus on that to get that standout quality. That's just one of them, but yeah.
That's fabulous advice. So because you've been in the business 22 years, what's the most engaging marketing success you've come across in your business?
Okay. First of all, before we get into that, I have to say that you have to plan everything, okay? And you've got to know exactly what you're going to do. You've got to be natural as well. I mean, look at us. We're just having a conversation here. This is not staged or scripted or whatever. We're just talking about it. And the importance of being successful in marketing and being successful in marketing campaigns is your authenticity. Like, be yourself, and make your plan. So, if you're talking about like a marketing campaign, that is different to a marketing plan. Okay, so you get that. The difference is that the marketing campaign is part of your plan, and without your plan, you can't run a campaign. A lot of people will go online and they'll start, they've got their business and stuff going, and they think they're doing great, and they've got a product that they love. Remember the thing. And then they think, oh yeah, get customers, I need a marketing campaign. And so they go on and then they do that. But it's not about, that's not where the success is going to lie. Yes, you might be one of the lucky ones that actually your campaign works because you're just one of the lucky ones. But really, the campaign, the difference is that a successful marketing campaign needs to be planned and is normally part of the marketing plan. So my advice is, do your plan first, then do your campaign, so you know what you're going to be doing in your campaign, where it's going to go, what's going to happen next, and who you're targeting. But to answer your question, the most successful campaign that I have seen in marketing is, and this was also because I think that she was just herself, she was running this campaign. She was doing her advertising. The woman's name is Natalie Hudson. She has this. Her business is abs, core, and pelvic floor. Okay, so she talks about all the problems that women have as we get older, and how everything starts to drop. and so she was talking about this, but she was busy doing a video and to get her product out there. She made an ebook, and she was promoting the ebook. So she was doing this video, and she was lying. she was lying on the floor and she was doing, you know, the abs, the core, and the pelvic floor. So as she did the pelvic floor movement, she actually weed herself. So of course, the first thing that people, the average person would do, not normal because we're all crazy, but the average person would just actually stop the video and start recording again, you know, go change, because her whole tights were wet. She had wet herself. And those are things, I mean, a woman can't control sometimes. And so she was doing this and she wet herself, but she just carried on. She carried on and she said, you know, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm teaching you, you know. So that's why you have to get these pelvic floor exercises. You've got to get them done because you need to tighten up all those loose bits. And that went viral. That video went viral just because she carried on with her wet tights. She literally, within 4 months, she made over $1 million, and her ebook was only $37. So you can imagine how many people went onto that campaign. $37 ebook, you would download and pay for the ebook, and in 4 months she became a millionaire. Amazing.
That's an amazing story. Amazing because, you know, women at 45, we can all, you know, we all get the problem, but to show too how simple being authentic and the right circumstances, and how it doesn't always have to be perfect. Like, I think that's the big thing out of that, because, you know, many of us wouldn't have let that video go out. And she had the guts to do that and got a great return for it. So that's a very interesting story. Thanks for sharing that. So how can women, if we have readers and listeners who need some help with marketing, well, first, before I ask you that, so what are some different forms of marketing? Like, typically we're thinking of advertisements in some place, or many of us now, you know, count social media as our marketing budget. So what are some of the recommended avenues for marketing other than social media, or do you have some tips on social media marketing?
Okay, so you know, Sherry, a lot of people feel that well, I'm not saying that people are ignorant, but to a certain extent they are, because they don't know better. And so I'm hoping that, you know, some that they can take these tips. But as I said previously, marketing is not about just posting on Facebook. So, you know, I hope you don't mind if I use this example, but let's take your magazine, for instance. You know, I'm part of your magazine. I'm getting in there and getting noticed, and I think that you know, people just think that it's a big thing, or it's costly, you know, to get into a magazine. Now, let me tell you, online is online. I'm not talking about magazines in hard copy, but if you have an opportunity to get into a magazine, because you've got, like your magazine, Sherry, you've got you know, so many eyeballs on your magazine that anyone that's on there is going to get so much exposure, and for like really a ridiculously low price, I must say. You know, I mean, it's really a great place. And I'm not punting your magazine, but I'm just saying that there are those big opportunities out there where you need to take them. You know, if you think that you're going to do marketing without spending a cent, it's not going to work for you, because it entails a whole lot of thing. And you know, there's a whole lot of stuff that happens in the background that I could not even start to explain on this interview, because it's going to take me far too long, and it's taken me 22 years to get, you know, to know all the tricks and the trades. But one thing I my advice is to look at great opportunities to like getting into a magazine that is reasonably priced, you know, and because of the exposure. I mean, the exposure is great, you know, and when you're doing your posting, plan it out and look at a theme. Like, you know, you got to know what's going to come. You can't just post and then have your link, and then post and have your link. You got to work with a theme. So people will get used to seeing a certain theme, and it's like they'll go along with your journey and they'll follow it because they start recognizing a theme. And it's like a little campaign where you have a little like you'll have some open-ended pictures, like pictures that don't mean anything but build up the curiosity, you know. So that's called an open-end advert. Okay, where you got to, like, it gets your attention because you don't really know what's happening, so you want to see what it is, you know. For instance, I ran this campaign for one of my clients, which was called it was more like shocked, you know, like it was about lead generation, but there was nowhere on the actual picture that said lead generation or leads or anything. In fact, the less writing you have on your picture, the better, because Facebook now has got quite critical on how much writing is on your picture, on your advert. So they don't want you to put writing on the ads, on the actual picture. So that's when you got to be creative and get that something that's going to build up the curiosity. Get a picture that's going to build up the curiosity and have a theme going through it, you know. And then there's funnels. I mean, funnel building is a big thing. It's a very big part of my business, where you can have your products and service on a platform that gives your customers a shopping experience, you know, so that you take it through. It's like going to McDonald's. When you go to McDonald's, you go there to buy a burger and you end up coming out with chips and a soda and, you know, all these little extra bits. And so that's what you can do. You can upsell, you can downsell, you can do everything. So that's quite interesting as well, to give your customers that experience, and that's one way of marketing as well. So
okay, so this is what I can say from as a result of our conversation. I know nothing about marketing. So I think many other women will be feeling that too as they've listened to what you've shared with us. So if women want to reach out and get help with marketing, how do they find you, Anne?
well, it's very simple. At the moment, my website's under construction because I need to upgrade it. But you would normally find me on annemarot.com. Otherwise, Anne Marot on Facebook, and Marot is spelled M-A-R-O-T, A-N-N-M-A-R-O-T. So look me up on Facebook. I chat internationally with all my international clients through Facebook and Messenger, through WhatsApp, on Zoom, you know. So yeah, simple to get hold of me. Or otherwise, if you really want to have marketing, you're serious about it, there's you want to have a look at, like, what is a funnel, for instance, and what it's all about. You can go to amazingmarketingclub.com, and there'll be some interesting videos and stuff for you to watch there. And if you want the marketing section, you can get it through that same platform, or otherwise just with an extension, effective-marketing. So amazingmarketingclub.com, effective-marketing. That's it.
Thank you, Anne. And Anne is listed in Swiss Marketplace, so you can find her there also. Plus, we'll put the link in below the video here. So thanks again, Anne, for sharing all that wisdom with us.
It's a pleasure, Sherry. Thank you for inviting me to have a chat. I hope that there's some value out there to the the people that are going to watch this or your listeners?
Absolutely. Thanks again.
Okay.